All right, tonight we're diving into a story that takes us right into a bustling market in Osaka. It's all about a simple dare that leads to this huge moment of truth. And yeah, it's a story about facing a very specific, and let's be real, a pretty crunchy fear.
So imagine you hear this shouted out by a vendor at a packed night market. It's not just, an invitation to buy something. No, this is a full-on challenge. It totally sets the stage for a story that's about way more than just food. It's really about courage.
So where is all this going down? Well, we're smack in the middle of Osaka. And if you know anything about Osaka, you know it's famous for two things: incredible street food and this just electric nightlife. Picture this. The air is super warm, really humid. It's that classic feeling of a summer night in Japan, where the heat of the day just kind of hangs around long after the sun goes down.
And all around you, the narrow streets are just glowing with these beautiful red and gold paper lanterns. They cast this really warm, inviting light everywhere. It's magical. Almost feels like you're in a movie.
And then there are the sounds, right? They just pull you right in. You can hear the sizzle of food cooking on hot grills, the constant buzz of the crowd, and just laughter echoing down the alleyways. You're completely surrounded by this amazing energy.
So, in the middle of all the usual stuff, the smell of takoyaki and yakitori, our main guy, Riku, and his friends, they stumble onto something else, something different. It's this small, kind of dimly lit stall that just looks out of place, and it's got this sign that's both a name and, well, a question.
And this is where a totally casual night out just takes a huge turn. All the fun and games, they're about to become a really serious, really personal challenge for Riku.
So, what's actually on the menu here? Yeah, forget about noodles or grilled squid. We are talking crispy crickets, roasted silkworms, and, wait for it, the main event, glossy black cockroaches.
The vendor, he's got this mischievous little smile, right? He's not just selling food, he's selling a whole idea. He actually calls it the protein of the future. It's this kind of quirky and honestly a little unsettling excuse for his very unusual menu. And of course, his friends immediately see their chance. They totally call him out on this thing he always says, "Hey, you're the one who always says you'll eat anything once." And just like that, bam, the spotlight is on him, the pressure is officially on.
But it's not just his friends anymore. A crowd starts to gather. They're totally drawn in by this little spectacle, and they start chanting. So what started as a joke between buddies has now blown up into this public performance. I mean, all eyes and probably a few phone cameras are pointed right at Riku.
Okay, let's just pause here for a second. Put yourself in his shoes. Seriously. The crowd's chanting, your friends are laughing, and there is a skewer with a cockroach on it right there in front of your face. What would you do? Riku makes his move. He pulls out a 500 yen coin, that's about $5, and slaps it down, hands it to the vendor. And that's it. That's the point of no return. The deal is done. The dare is on.
So now we're at the climax of the whole story. Everything, absolutely everything, has been leading up to this one single moment. The bite.
The process sounds so simple, right? But it's terrifying. Riku's holding the skewer, he takes this one last big, steadying breath, and then he goes for it. He takes the bite.
And this right here is the heart of the whole experience, that massive gap between what you expect and what actually happens. He was totally prepared for it to be disgusting, but the reality, completely different. It was crunchy, smoky, and even a little bit nutty.
To get even more specific, the taste is described as something like roasted coffee beans with a little bit of soy sauce. I mean, that's a surprisingly complex, almost sophisticated flavor profile, right? Definitely not what you'd ever expect from a cockroach.
So the crowd just erupts. They're cheering like crazy. Riku swallows, throws his hand up in the air in victory, and just yells out two words that say it all. He didn't just survive it. He actually didn't mind it. So, what was the whole point of all this, right? Well, the reward for facing that fear was way, way bigger than just getting bragging rights or eating a weird snack.
For being so brave, the vendor actually gives him this little prize. It's a badge, and it says Insect King. Just a fun little token to remember his, culinary courage. But let's be real, the badge was just a souvenir. The real prize was the story, the thrill of it, the fact his friends were all there, and that totally surprising taste. All of it came together to create this incredible,
unforgettable memory that pretty much defined their entire summer.
So Riku's challenge was a literal insect kitchen, right? But it really makes you think. We all have things we're afraid to try. I mean, maybe it's public speaking, or learning a new skill, or just doing something way outside our comfort zone. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your insect kitchen dare?